Morning sounds good. Would 9 or 9:30 work best? Let's say, let's do 9:30, please, if possible. If possible, please. So let's see if it's now a bit more intelligent in being safe. Okay, it was great, and now we said 9:30 tomorrow. Great, and now we have it's true as available, and here we did say that it's true that it's available. Great. And what is the answer? Great. I've penciled you in for 9:30 tomorrow with Javier. Can you please confirm your email as Nate Patel? Okay, great. Hello again. This is Javier, the CEO of Smarter Path, an AI automation agency where we focus on building lead generation systems, customer support agents, and things of that nature through text and voice. Over the past few weeks, we've been building bots focused on voice for inbound and outbound. You can check them out here when we're setting up the inbound system, and here where we're setting up the outbound system, and we can connect them both into creating a system that does both things. Okay, today we're going to be building on top of that by creating a system that actually can check our calendar and schedule meetings for us. So let's get into the build. So we're starting to build this off of the flow that we created on the video that you can see right up here on top of the screen. So this is the flow that we are going to start with. If you don't have this already, feel free to go into that video and check it out to see how to build it, and then come back to this video to continue building. A quick comment here is that we're using Airtable, which is not the fastest database, and we're using Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is also, it's a really fast agent, but we're using credentials that are actually free, so this will not be the fastest agent in the world at the moment. And what we are going to be doing right now is checking the calendar and whether we need to check it or not to avoid overloading the agent, basically. So let's create some space here to add right after we check the information from that we just got from Vapi. We're going to be adding here another agent, basically, through an LLM chain. Here we're going to be doing defining it below. We're going to do that later on. And we're going to actually have a structure output as well. So let's add that already. And I'm going to try it out with OpenAI. And 4.1 mini should be a good option here. So let's do this one. And actually, let's change this to that as well. I would be interested to see how the bot works just with OpenAI in this case. So let's copy paste this one, add it here, remove this connection, and add this one here. I want to remove the connection, not the actual node, in case we want to reconnect it. So let's just add this here and keep Gemini below. And let's put the names here. So this is 4.1 mini. And this one is 4.1 mini as well. Good. And here what we will do is create an if that will determine whether we need to check the calendar or not. So this is actually the false. If we don't need to check the calendar, we go straight. But if we do need the calendar, then we go into the Google Calendar node where we get the availability in the calendar. And we need to check the start time and the end time. So we're doing here Mariano's calendar in this case to check the availability, and that's fine. We just have to connect whichever calendar we actually need to check. And then from here we would go back into this node to actually keep building or give that information to that node basically to determine what it needs to do. So we'll need to basically add a prompt here right now, modify this one, and add all of the inputs properly into each section. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do here is basically, since here we need to check if it's a calendar thing or not, and here we need to have the start time and the end time, here what we need to do is basically check if it's a calendar thing, and this would be a yes no thing. Here we need to check the from date time, and we don't want to list here, and here we want to do to date time, and we have to have things here that could be empty based on whether this is a yes or a no. And let's actually use ChatGPT to create the node for us, or to create the prompt for us. So let's ask it, you're a prompt engineer building the prompt of a voice AI agent that is currently checking whether the conversation is requiring that we check calendar availability. We only check if we have a start date time and an end date time to check. If we have those, we need to output the following JSON. With the specific from and to date times. If we don't, we just say no on the calendar key and leave the rest empty. So let's see what it creates for us with this prompt. So prompt your intelligent assistant determines whether the user's request includes enough information to check calendar availability. Okay, perfect. All right, this is good. This is good. If there's a missing or ambiguous output, no. Okay. And let's actually make something, because we can actually use that in the later prompt. So when we go back into this prompt, we can actually add more information here. So if we are interested in booking a meeting, but we don't have enough information, make the agent output, and let's say, let's keep this and need more information, let's say, and let's see how it changes. But that prompt that it was giving out was actually not bad at all. So let's just polish it a bit with this. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, good. I like this prompt. So let's try it out. So let's go here. And it's an expression, actually, because we need to input all of the information from before. And let's go into this role criteria. And let's keep formatting. Okay, yes, this is correct. And actually, let's do this. Good. And here again, same thing. So let's do this. And we have these examples, which we like. Let's see if they're fine. And sometime tomorrow morning, sometime between 9 a.m., 9 to 10:30, let's say. Notes datetime should be in ISO. Okay, I think this is good, because I think this is probably the format that calendar takes best. If not, we will change it. You're gonna infer. Okay, perfect. And let's add this markdown to this as well, and to this as well. What else do we need? We need to give it the transcript information, so what the conversation has been until now. And there's one thing that we're also needing, but let's first add that. We actually have it in the previous, or in the other node, so let's just take it from here. Let's take all of this. Okay, so we can try with this. And let's see if this is gonna work. JSON transcript. Let's see. Okay, let's save this for now. And let's see if with a chat how this works Hello. Okay, so let's just turn this off for now. Okay, so maybe we just need to actually invalid authentication code token. Okay, I need to recreate the token for this. Okay, 1 second for that. Okay, so I had deleted my API token for Airtable, so I just recreated it. And now what we came across is this issue, obviously, because we are making a reference here to the message parsing node, which we don't go through in order to go from the chat message. So we're actually going to edit this node and just tell GPT to help us with that. We're going to take this and let's ask it to modify this code so that it also takes in a chat input in n8n and outputs the same thing, the content of the last message. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't know if it's getting messed up. Yeah, it is getting messed up. So let's open a new conversation. Simply new chat. No, we don't want to do that. We want to take the whole question. So let's new chat and let's take this and see what it gives us. Okay, good. But let's say what it has here. When it's a chat message, we have this only. When the message is coming from a chat, this is the JSON that we get. So let's see, because I don't think this is actually going to be working well because it's taking too much of this. JSON body messages, this is the structure of Vapi, not the structure of what we actually are doing right now. Okay. A single chat input, JSON body, transcript of message. Okay, so let's see, I'll save JSON chat input. Let's see how this goes and let's test it out. So let's delete this, bring it here, remove that, add this instead, and execute this step. Transcript and last message, so this is not good. So we don't actually want necessarily the transcript. What was it? Transcript, JSON body messages. Okay, so we are getting the transcript, okay. So we're not gonna look for this. So let's remove that whole section. We just care about the last message. So let's just take this. So let's do something simpler, explaining the logic here. So if that's the structure of input, take the message. Otherwise, keep the previous code. Can you do that? And let's see what it gives us. Correct. So okay, array, JSON chat input. Okay, and let's see, well, let's just copy and paste. I don't want to understand the whole thing. It takes too long at times to do that. Let's actually execute again. It's not working well either. Check if the input is an array with chat input, chat UI structure. Array is array JSON. Else if JSON body messages const. I wonder whether we just taking this and this and not doing anything, yeah, to either one of them because we're not getting into either one of them. So I think it's just because this is not correct. If JSON I think we can remove this and test it again. No, that's not working properly. Let's do just JSON chat input. Okay. So we do have that. How were we handling this before? Let's see. JSON body messages. Yes. Let's see. Okay. So we actually don't care about this. And we don't care about this either. So let's just remove all of this. Execute the step. Okay, so we still have this issue. So let's just send this issue to ChatGPT and let's see what it gives us back. After changing the code, let's tell it what we're changing the code to, otherwise it's going to assume that we have the same code that it gave us. Let's also remove the A and the B here because they're not needed. And let's clean this up a bit. Good. Let's see what it tells us. Okay. To a single item from an incoming data, if your input is an array like your chat input example, and individually. So handle chat input. Okay. And the open image to format this and body messages. Okay, let's test it out and see what it gives us. Okay, there we go. So user hello, last message hello. Let's just remove. That's always the user, the last message. So we don't actually need this. And we are going to take it also from the. Oh no, we might actually need it because I think we are adding that into the error table. So let's just assume that. Okay, good. So let's save it and then let's restart the chat and say hello. So we have that. Okay, so this is working. So all of these things are working fine. So what happened here? It says calendar, no. We didn't have anything on that. Okay, good. So it doesn't have any need for the calendar. This is good. And what we need to check now is which one. Okay, so user hello, and that's it. Okay, for now we just have that. So that's good that we have it like this. That's how we added it properly. And now we need to start adding the logic here. So here, what we need to check is basically if this calendar is equal to yes. And if so, then that's when we go into the true branch. Now we're going into the false branch, which means we go through here. But if we open this, now this is when we're going to have different things. So let's check this. No fields here right now, of course. And here we have a different type of conversation, right? Because we have all of the different things that we did for n8n for Vapi. So let's now say I want to book. We can actually take it from here directly from the examples that we created. So good. So let's take that. Can you book some time with Alex tomorrow morning, sometime between 9 and 10:30? Problem executed. All right, because we still have this issue. So let's just do it again. And now it should be a yes, and we should go up. There we go. So it's working in that sense. Now we need to delete from here a lot of stuff. But here we now can turn it on and actually add the proper things. So select the calendar. Let's take Smarter Path, the one from the company. And the start time would be from this. And it's actually a slightly different format, so we'll need to check if this works well. And the end time is this. So this, if you see, it's working perfectly. So we do need the calendar, and from daytime it's 9 until 10:30. The thing that's not working well is the date. So it's not taking the proper date. It's assuming that today is the 24th of June of 2024. So we need to add that here. And let's go here better. Let's see. mm, let's say today is, or right now is, it's, and let's do now. So we have this properly set up so that it knows what it should be aiming at. And this is, it's different from my time here because it's New York time. So we can actually execute this step. And now from this, okay. So now we're going into the 5th of August. So this is perfect. So now it works well. And we can keep going with this. And now this. And we can actually see available false. Okay, perfect. So now we can go from this and keep iterating. So for the next iteration here, what we can do is double check what we want to do here. So what we see here is that we are getting whether it's available or unavailable, right? So it's false right now because from this time to this time, there's no availability for the whole slot that we have here. If instead we were doing 1 to 2 hours, here we might actually get it as available. This is true. So what we are checking here is whether this specific slot we have availability. So we have two options here, whether to have the agent here as always for a very specific slot. So it's a 30-minute meeting. So when do you have 30 minutes available? And then they ask us, I don't know, tomorrow at 9 a.m. So then here we have to check from the initial time that they give us plus 30 and then here minutes. And that way we would have, and then obviously here we would not put now plus, we would actually take the from daytime here. And we would check. So let's see if we have, but request, please check your parameters. Right, so we need to actually change the format here to actually be something like this. So we can ask ChatGPT for help with that. But basically this is what's happening, right? So we're getting a specific time frame. And from that time frame, we're seeing if that specific time frame is fully available. So if we're going to ask for a very specific slot, then this is a good approach to take. If what we want to do is look for tomorrow morning, then we would have to actually have a slightly different approach, which is the following. So get many events, and then here we can do the same thing that we were doing until now. So but now instead, so if we do, instead of week one, we do day one, then we can check for the full day. So then we execute this step and we get 4 items, which is the 4 meetings with their specific start time, end time, and everything else, right? So then we would have to iterate through them with coding and basically concatenate the times from start to finish that the meetings go from. And this we would have to pass to the agent to basically help us determine if like what would be the available time slots that we have. This is a very good approach, but for now we'll actually just keep the other one, which is a bit simpler. But there is different ways to go about this depending on how we handle things. In case we do this one, we have to specify to the agent here how they need to ask for the time, right? So here we would have to ask if instead of doing this, asking if they would be interested in having a quick meeting, if interested, propose 2 options. So instead of this, it's not the best agent, obviously, because it's not going to be very proactive in giving options away. So instead of this, we can actually check the following. Propose 2 options. So if interested, ask them when they would be available for a 30-minute meeting, for example. Take the start time and the date. Make sure you get a make sure you get the start time and the date of when they'd like to have it. If unavailable, ask for their preferred. Okay, if unavailable, ask for a new option and check it again. A new option and check again. Upon receiving availability, confirm you'll check the calendar. And okay, no. So let's remove this one. So here we would actually also need to bring in the calendar input actually. So why do we not have anything here? I'm not sure. So let's quickly double check. So let's save. So we have this. So we're going to run this. And now we're going to be waiting until we have, okay, the get availability from calendar has, okay, here it is. There we go. Oh, bad request. That's why. Let's actually then change this back to now so that we don't have this issue. So instead of this, let's do just now. And that way we actually have the availability being able to be displayed here. So here we can say now that schedule the meeting if enabled, ask for a new option. Never confirm. Okay, so here schedule the meeting, availability at requested time, and then we get this, and it would have to be true. It's undefined for some reason right now, but this should work. Role, context, prospect. Everything's undefined at the moment, but maybe because, let's see, name is Nathan Patel, short message. For some reason, okay, this should not be right, it's not from the last one. So we should actually, instead of JSON name, we should come from here, and it's get user info, item JSON name. So available, this actually should be correct. So we just brought it in, but let's do it again. And it should not, it is true that it's the last one. Sometimes it might be not available because we're not going through that. So let's just go with that and then verify email. So this is the email and then the name again. So let's just go again and add all of this properly again. So the city, we're going with Nashville here, the budget. Let's go again with this and then the email. We take this one again. So we have all of the information, and then here, the transcript. We're taking it from here, and that's what we have. Okay, there. And here, this is interesting because it should not have this issue, but interestingly, we have this right now. So it says it's undefined. So let's quickly just save it and test the whole thing. So, and first, actually, let's remove the conversation that we have right now and just send it again, actually. So we don't have any context whenever we run it. Let's try this, sending messages, and pin and send, please, yes. Could not find a node name get many events in the workflow. So let's save it again. And then let's just try this. Okay, so now it seems to be working. Good. So we're actually going to the get availability in calendar, and the availability said true. Because we have this instead of actually asking the ones that we are providing here. So these ones we need to actually edit so that we have the same kind of format as this. So we'll have to do that now. But right now we are providing the whole thing, and basically the response that we are giving out is Alex isn't available tomorrow morning, but Javi Luengo, our business development director, is free for the meeting then. Why is there, oh, did I say Alex here in the message? Can you book something with Alex? Okay. Alex is not available, then that's a perfect response. Javi Lungo, our business development director, is free for a meeting then. Would you like me to book a 30-minute slot with Javi between 9 and 10:30 instead? This is a perfect response. We just need to actually fix then the schedule when we're having the call. So let's see how we do that. So let's bring that in the middle, get availabilities. Okay, so basically we need to tell GPT, okay, we have this format. We have this format as the correct one, and this one as the one we are providing in the node. So this is the one that we're providing in the node. So let's ask how to modify. How should we edit it? Let's see if it gives us a good answer. Expected format, solution, use Luxon to ISO. We don't need this because it's adding hours unnecessarily. So if we're in America, New York, I will just assume this and add it here. Let's see if we actually have any issue. We're not adding hours. So this is fine here without that extra parenthesis. It's not exactly the same. So let's see. And let's do this plus minutes 30. So it should be from 9 to 9:30 because that's the time, yes. So instead of 10:30, which is what we're providing, we actually ignore this to daytime section. We could actually remove it from the previous node. And let's test if this is working or if we get again an error in the formatting side. Bad error request, please check again your parameters. So what can be happening here? Let me quickly debug. So here, but I don't get the brackets and the date time part with this new format change. So I'm still getting an error. So let's see what it tells us now, and if we get a better response. Otherwise, we might actually want to test with Claude or something like that. So for the specific date time, set zone, let's remove the set zone, but it doesn't seem to be actually, that doesn't seem to be the issue really. So let's just try it out without this. So that's fine, but this is actually just giving us the error. So so let's see, table schema. So we are saying that to continue on an error, so stop workflow. So let's execute the step, and now we're actually going to get the error properly seen here. Good. So let's just copy paste this whole thing because it's not working what it's telling us. And I'm going to actually open Claude because it's a good option oftentimes to just test it with Claude as well. Free plan for now. Reject. And let's just send this error right here. I don't know if we're actually sending what we are doing. Okay, so let's just share with it what we are sending in the parameters. So let's say that this is what we are sending. And this is the format that it creates. So let's just copy this. And let's see what it gives us. And that's what's causing the error. How do we change this? So let's see what it gives us. Let's see if it's better and faster. UTC time format, you're sending a time with a time offset. The format that one with Z, which indicates UTC rather than time zone offset. Convert to UTC, force UTC format without conversion. Use Google's preferred format. Let's see what it does with this. If not, we will just check with the first one that it gives. And let's just add this to this right here. So we have 1 to 130. So let's execute the step now. So bad request still. So let's check with the first option that it gave, which is the recommended one that it had. And here, let's try this. And here, let's do the same thing. And again, we are going to take this. And put that here. So we have the full thing, but it doesn't seem to be working with this format for whatever reason. So no, it's not working with this format. So it's still not working with those options. The original one that works is when using the $sign now, which gives out something with this format. So let's take it from here, because it's here what we initially shared, the format that it was giving us, which was this. That format seems to work. How do we emulate it? So let's see what it tells us now. Analysis of the datetime object when you're converting it back to a string. Okay. Okay. Just move to ISO part. Okay. All right, let's try this. Claude seems to be smarter when it comes to code, generally speaking, than OpenAI. So I am fairly confident in them, but let's see if I'm misplacing my confidence or not. Let's just copy this, which is really the only thing that we need. From date time plus minutes 30. Okay, so we can just remove all of this. And let's execute the step, see if it's working now. Maybe I did something wrong. No, they should be exactly the same. So we're not getting that. Let's see. To remove the ISO part, it will give you a data which is similar to. So we are not getting what it says that we should be getting from that. So let's explain it to it. We're still getting the same error. And we are still getting the same format output from this JavaScript as we were getting before. So this is not solved. Doesn't seem we're getting an object. Tracing items built. So there's this different options. Okay, so let's actually try the new data approach first, and then let's go into the different options that we're gonna have here. So let's go with this here. It is a very different format this time. So let's use it here, and let's just delete that. And let's see what it gives, because it's a different format from anything. Oh, false. Okay, so now we're actually getting somewhere. Tuesday, August 5th, Central European Summertime. Okay, so this is correct. Good. This is fine. Let's try this. Let's add plus minute to also the top to test that it's working properly. Let's add 300 minutes, so which is 5 hours. And then this should be true, I think. The specific time range is empty. I don't know, we might have to do hours. And let's do 5. And hours, let's do 5 again. And this is at 2. Oh, 5.5. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, we can. So let's try it. Okay, so now available is true. Great. I like it. I like it a lot. So perfect. we don't need to do this. It was just a test for this calendar since it's in Argentina, so it's 5 hour time difference compared to Madrid, which is where I'm currently at. So just to double check that at 9:30 local time it was available, which it was. In this case, we can keep it as it is because we're doing Central European Summer Time while we're actually checking an Argentinian calendar. So this actually works well. And now let's see if we can bring it in here. And it should come from here. And let's see if it's working better now, but it's doing exactly the same thing. So let's just assume that it will work. Okay, good. So let's save. And then let's try this message again, but instead of Alex, let's do Javier. Tomorrow morning, sometimes between 9 to 10:30. So it's gonna try 9, and that's the first thing that it's gonna try. So we're fine with that. And let's also delete the conversation that we have here saved now. Good. And let's just copy this, restart the conversation, and send it again. And let's see what we get here. They should be, again, oh, it might be false in this case. Oh no, we kept the 5 hours, so this is fine. So we took 9, and that's what we are actually taking. And here, let's see if we actually had a good one. So this is actually an odd thing that we are having. Let's just go with available equals true. So let's do something like this here for the schedule. And instead of this, let's do get availability in a calendar. Or maybe we actually don't need the spaces. So this is the one that we need to get. Okay, go. And then we go into item JSON, not email, but availability, available. Okay. Okay, so this is working. Availability at requested time, true. Great. So this is working better now. Get user info for whatever reason, undefined. That's because it was empty. So we actually don't have it. So this is fine. Last message, so we only have one. Good. Okay, so let's actually, it's asking that. So great, would you prefer starting at 9 or closer to 10 tomorrow morning for your meeting with Javier? So let's do 9:30. So it's gonna go again. It's gonna do 9:30 here. It didn't get this time. So here we are having an issue. Get availability in a calendar, it hasn't been referenced because here we did this wrong. On why? Do we have the context? Let's check this. And you book sometime with Javier tomorrow morning, sometime between 9 to 10:30. Let's do 9:30. So for some reason, we are not saving properly what we are giving back to the agent. So the AI is not being properly saved. So let's see here. Get user info, message parsing might be that. Let's go into previous execution and see what we saved. Okay, so we should be actually saving also message parsing item JSON transcript along with a new line character here and adding this output as well. Okay, that's probably why we had this issue right now. So let's copy to editor, and here we need to add that. So new line, no. We need to, so let's ask Claude again. We need to concat with a new line character here the following. This and AI colon followed by this, which would be the output. So let's just take this and give it out here. We don't actually need this here, so let's remove it. And okay, so let's just copy it like this. Should work. So this is AI grade, perfect. I like it. So, and now we can save this, remove again the whole thing, copy this, good. And now let's try this again. So now we go here and pin and send, yes. So it should say yes, good. We go to the top. Let's see what it gives. Okay, invalid input for budget item 0. Fixed. But we're not actually doing anything here, so let's just remove it. We don't care. Okay, let's try this again because we touched something there. And this is still empty, good. Yep. So let's try this again. Okay, good. So great. Is 9 tomorrow morning a good time to start the meeting with Javi? Yes, please. Let's try 9. And we're gonna go again. And this is when we run into an issue, which should be, okay, so let's do this here if it is not available, or true, or no info. Let's see. How to avoid an error when this node hasn't run and we're calling it. In a prompt towards low. Okay, so let's see what it gives us. Okay, let's just do this and avoid the issue. Invalid syntax. Do we have to do it in a check if not access first? Let's do this. Makes a bit more sense to me. Just check it like this. Good. Okay. So why is it doing that? It's probably because the prompt here is a bit too strict. And did we have all of the information here from the conversation? Something with Javier tomorrow morning, something between 9 and 10. Yes, please, let's try 9 a.m. Ask it to be a bit more intelligent. You are a very intelligent assistant. Or can be confidently, or can be safely inferred from the rest of the conversation. Okay, let's go. It's true that we're using 4.1 mini, which is not the smartest model, but we also want speed in this case. So we want to play it safe in that sense. We don't want to run into issues unnecessarily because we are going too slow thanks to having a very intelligent AI, but it's not workable when we're doing voice AI. We need to be fast with our responses. So let's see if it does something similar again, offering to give us either 9 or something. Morning sounds good. Would 9 or 9:30 work best? Let's say, let's do 9:30, please, if possible. If possible, please. So let's see if it's now a bit more intelligent in being safe. Okay, it was great. And now we said 9:30 tomorrow, great. And now we have it's true as available. And here we did say that it's true that it's available, great. And what is the answer? Great, I've penciled you in for 9:30 tomorrow with Javier. Can you please confirm your email as Nate Patel? Okay, great. Great, so we can answer here, and we could even do the following here, which is if it's true, take the same time and actually book it. So we could actually do here calendar, and this is create an event. And from here, we can actually do an event, which is literally the same input that we have here. So we could just copy it, and it would be at this time, and we would do plus 30 minutes for the end. So this would be in Smarter Path. Same thing. So start would be here. And this would not be JSON, but basic LLM chain. So this would be basic LLM chain or something like that. Let's see. Let's just remove the whole thing here and add it directly from here. There we go. And here it's the same thing. So let's just remove the whole thing here. And plus hours 5.5 in this case. So we're just taking this, and then we can actually set the meeting if they confirm. So we have to set here another if, like if they confirm, and we have to set it up here in the agent. But this is basically how you would integrate the calendar to check the availability. As we've seen, we can actually get the availability. We can just get all of the events in a specific time frame, and from that have the agent derive which ones are available and which ones aren't, and offer them in the conversation. And at the end, if the user has confirmed that they are happy with that slot, which in this case they did, basically because they have asked this and it is possible, so then we could just pencil them in directly with a note such as this one, which is creating an event, and we just set up the time, the beginning and the end, and we're good with that. We could have additional fields, of course, like guests. So in this attendees, we would have to add here the email from the person, which we actually get from here. So we would add the email address here of the user that we added, and we would just get the meeting created based on this. So we just execute this step, and we would have everything properly set up right now. And now if we were to run this again, it would actually run as false because we don't have availability anymore because we just booked it. So this is a great way to build a calendar into the agent. We just tested it with chat. It would work the same with the call. It would just be a bit slower, but everything is already set up so that it works perfectly with that as well. So as you can see, it is actually quite easy to add the calendar into the flow. We're using an unconventional way to do this because generally speaking, most people would add it into an AI agent with a tool, but we like this format because it gives us a lot more visibility into actually what is happening in the background, and we don't have any time a black box issue where we are not sure what's happening or why it's behaving in a specific way. Here we have full visibility on everything both agents are doing, and we can actually do debugging and fixing of things much quicker and much more effectively. If you watched until the end of the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, until next week, if you have any feedback or any questions, drop them below. I am Javier, and I'll see you next week.